What is up, YouTube? It's your guy, Coffee, back again, man. You see, we're talking some NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers, specifically, you know what I mean? Hit the comments if you're a Steelers fan. If you like to wave around a terrible towel every week, if that's how you get down. Odd season, the Steelers are having. That's besides the point. As we approach this last stretch of the NFL season. Week 14 just kicked off tonight with Thursday Night Football. The Vikings got the W. You think maybe we were talking about the Steelers season, with Big Ben on his way out. Comment with what do you guys think the Steelers are going to do at quarterback? What's going to be the next era, under center for the Steelers, for the Steel City? Hit the comments with your thoughts on that. But, you would think we'd be talking about something like that at this point in the season, but we're not. We're talking a bit about the team's history, I guess, right? We're talking about their logo, their jerseys, their uniform, right? And some people might be like, Coffee, come on, man. We're like the playoffs are approaching. We want to analyze what's going on out the field and talk about who's going to make the playoffs or things of that nature. Well, listen, man, logos, jerseys, all that, they're important, right? Aren't they almost kind of the cornerstone of any team? They represent the team. It's like, marketing and branding, but not just on no corporatized ish like that. I'm just saying what it represents. Like the logo means a lot to me, and there's something different about the Steelers uniform and logo. Something very different that they've decided to keep the same all these years. As the Steelers have had like the same jerseys forever, except for like when they very first started. As we know, when the NFL first kicked off, teams didn't really have logos like that. Like if you go way back in history and look at any football team, their original jerseys were very bland. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Steelers have decided to keep things the same, except for some alternates. We'll talk about the alternates, third jerseys, in a moment. But anyways, man, you see what they're talking about on the screen. It's the fact that the Steelers helmet, the logo is different from any other team in the NFL. I mean, like we got the Browns who don't have a logo, you know what I mean? But the Steelers, any other team with a logo, the Steelers are the only one to only have a logo on one side of the helmet. And has anyone ever wondered, like, what's up with that? What's that all about? Why do they only got one logo on the helmet? And as you see in this little excerpt from this article here, they're talking about how the Steelers way back in the day when they changed to these current uniforms, you know what I'm saying? When they went away from those bland, just nothingless uniforms that all the teams basically had. You know what I mean? The equipment manager only got enough logos for one helmet. Now, in that story there, the way that they were breaking it down was that he, when he was given his orders to get the logos and put them on the helmet, he wasn't specifically told to get two per helmet. The way I've always heard it was that it was a fuck up. You know what I mean? That the guy just was ordering the logos, whoever was making them, and just instead of multiplying it by two, being that there's two sides on the helmet, he only gave the number as if it was one per helmet. And I mean, I guess at that point in time, since teams didn't really have logos, like we were just saying, going back to the dawn of the NFL almost, when things really started picking up and they're saying, hey, this thing's going to have a real lifespan, and teams wanted to differentiate themselves from each other and get their own identity and things like that. I guess can we really hold them at fault for that? I mean, this was kind of like a new concept, more or less, right? Or maybe I'm tripping, I don't know. But that's the way I always heard it, was that it was a pluck up, and they had to rock with it because that's what they had. It was like opening day or whatever, week one or whatever the case may be, opening game of the season. And they just kept it that way. They said, hey, since it's like this, let's do it. You know what I mean? The logo is only on the right side of the helmet. And like I said, it's very different, but they've decided to keep it the same as they've went with these logos and these uniforms their entire time as a team. And I like the Steelers logos, in their jerseys. I like the color scheme. Um, I don't know. I think they look sharp. I like that they've never really messed with their logo. Like, hit the comments and let me know who your team is, if you like your team's jersey, if your team used to have a different jersey, or maybe the jersey and the logo was kind of the same, but the variation of colors, the color scheme, or the design is kind of changed up, as a lot of teams have had over the years, like my Buffalo Bills. We had no logo back in the day when, like I said, no teams really did. Then we had the standing buffalo. Then we had the charging buffalo, which we have now. It was on a white helmet. Then we went to the red helmets, which, just a little uh, nugget of information. At the time, most team had white helmets. So the quarterback then said, hey, let's switch to red. It'll help me, when I'm trying to spot my receivers, when I'm back in the pocket going through my reads. If there's, red helmet, it'll be much easier. And we stuck with that for the longest, up until a couple years ago. We decided to switch back to the white helmets. And we still wear our throwbacks, you know what I mean? There was a point in time we changed the jersey colors up a little bit, but more or less the Bills have not really flucked with their jerseys and stuff like that. But some teams have over the years. And you see a lot of teams going back, like the Jets, switched and then went back. The Giants switched up to the NY, then now have went back to the Giants. So let me know who your team is, if they've changed up a lot over the years, what your favorite jersey that they wear is. And, let's talk about it. Whoever's new to the channel over here, guys, make sure to subscribe. This is Jay Coffee Talk, and we just talk it up on all different topics. But that's just kind of cool to me, that even though this guy flucked up or whatever, they went with it, and it kind of gives, it's something different about them. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I remember way back when I was a kid, coming up in like middle school, my buddy played for the school football team. And at the time, this was during the Slash era, Cordell Stewart, who you're seeing running all over in some of these clips on the screen here. And, whatever season it was, they were killing it. They were killing it. They were dominating. And the team my buddy played for the school, they, didn't have a lot of funding. You know what I mean? They just had normal helmets. And I guess they could only afford enough logos for one a helmet, and they slapped them on there. But the coach said, hey, it's like the Steelers, so go out there and play like them and dominate. You know what I mean? But something else, like I said, how the Steelers have kind of always stayed with the same jerseys. They have, as you see, Hines Ward in this. You can see on that the logo right there. If you look at the Steelers logo by the back, you can kind of see the sticker or decal or whatever you want to call it kind of popping off a little bit. Other than the main jerseys that they kept forever, these were some alternate jerseys that they wore for a while, I believe up to 2011. What was when they stopped. I believe they wore them from like '07 to 11 with the yellow helmet, and they still stuck with the signature, only one logo on the right side of the helmet. I like it. I thought these ones were sharp as well. But then 2011 came around, and they got the one helmet rule, which was a part of concussion protocol. And basically what it was studies were showing that if teams, or a player, all the stuff they were learning about CTE and everything, that if a player wore the same helmet all the time, it like molded to his head, I guess, and protected him better. I don't know. That's what you know what I mean? But they've done away with the one helmet rule. So with that, now we might see more alternate jerseys coming back for a lot of teams, because when it was the one helmet rule, if your helmet was a different color or whatever, you couldn't really rock it and for a third jersey. But anyways, after they did away with that as a throwback or an alternate jersey, I'm sure you guys have seen these, if they'll pop up wherever the hell it is, these bumblebee-like jerseys right here coming up with the stripes and everything. A lot of people thought these were ugly. I was not a big fan of these. They remind me of a team I played for, soccer, when I was a kid. We had like bumblebee type jerseys. And then in this other picture you'll see here, I don't even remember these jerseys. Where are they? These ones with the striped socks. But it's like, instead of uh, side to side. They're going up and down, horizontal stripes on the socks, and the helmet has no number or no logo. I believe just the number, or maybe they do have the logo on them once. No, yeah, because the right side we can't see it. But I don't know. I always thought that was cool too. Like with the Browns alternate jerseys, they have the numbers on the helmet. I kind of like that, like the way the Alabama Crimson Tide do in college. I kind of like that when teams that don't have a logo do that. But I don't know. Anyways, I just thought this was an interesting story to share with you guys. Jump in the comments. Did you already know this about the Steelers? Did you remember it the same way as me that the guy plucked up in a major way and they just went with it? But speaking of jerseys, we're gonna slide over to a whole nother sport, and that's the NHL. Look at that, the Seattle Kraken, following in the steps of the Vegas Golden Knights and tearing it up in their expansion season so far. What does everyone think of their jerseys? They only have two. They don't have an alternate jersey. I think those jerseys are pretty sharp. It kind of reminds me of the Seattle Mariners. Does anyone else feel like that? Jump in the comments and let me know. Thanks again for watching. This has been Jay Coffee Talk. Like I said, new content every day. Music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. And I always want to hear what you guys got to say. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.